So we did it! You guys actually got me to 10,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you. Ever since my first real video about 2 years ago, it's been a fun grind being able to make content that can reach others and, most of all, connect with other like-minded individuals, aka you guys. Of course, I had to do something to celebrate, right? And with the new year closing in on us, I'm glad I can bring you guys my first Q&A video. As a reminder, if you want updates on what I'm doing, make sure you keep an eye out on my YouTube community posts and the Discord channel, which is linked in the description. With that though, let's get started. Alright, so question number 1. What made you first play Titanfall? Apart from it being the best FPS of all time and all. So if you haven't watched my recent Apex video, I did touch upon this briefly. In that video, I pretty much said that I was introduced to Titanfall 2 by Apex, but the actual real origins of my first time with Titanfall 2 actually stem back to either 2016 or 2017. I don't really remember. But I actually did play Titanfall 2 in one of those years because I actually got my first ever copy of Titanfall 2 from Marshall's. Yep. I remember I got it from the bargain bin going for less than $10. At the time though, I only played the campaign because back then, I actually didn't really have reliable access to the internet, so I couldn't actually play multiplayer. Fast forward to 2019 though, of course there was Apex, and then Titanfall 2 was made free on PS Plus at that time, which led to me picking it up and grinding the hell out of it to today. Congrats on 10K! As for the Q&A, my question is, I assume Titanfall 2 is up there, but what would you say your top 10 favorite games are, and would you consider making content about them? Also, when are we getting another Pilot 101 installment? My newbie... yeah, okay, I'm not gonna finish reading that. Okay, so my top 10 games is certainly a hard one. I don't think I could rank them in any particular order, but here they are. Red Dead 2, Team Fortress 2, Helldivers 2, Titanfall 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Yakuza 0, Honkai Star Rail, Minecraft, Elden Ring, and then Apex Legends. As for making content on these games, I would say I probably only make specific content for TF2 and Helldivers 2. I would probably only touch the other games if I wanted to do a review for them, but honestly, I don't have the motivation for that right now. Anyways, for videos about Team Fortress 2, I have made videos on it in the past. I've actually got a video idea I'm working on right now about it, and fun fact, this channel was originally going to be a Team Fortress 2 channel, but I decided against it since I felt like I wouldn't really be able to bring anything unique to the Team Fortress 2 YouTube community. As for Helldivers 2, I should go back to making content on it, but the reason I stopped is mainly because I lacked the motivation. As for Pilot 101, I'm waiting to get a little more money because I want to make that series special and I want a custom commission thumbnail every time I do one of those. So sorry to say, it might be a bit before the next one. Congratulations on reaching 10K subscribers. I guess my question for the Q&A would be, what advice would you give to someone who wants to make Titanfall content on YouTube? Get creative, and this is especially important. Know what type of videos you want to make. I like making funny and informative video essays about topics I like, so I did just that. Oh, and don't be afraid to take inspiration from creators that you watch. For example, a lot of my stuff is heavily inspired by people like Uncle Dane and Funk. If you watch my videos, I'm sure you can catch a couple references to the both of them. To that end, I also try to structure my video to be as high quality as I can, whether it be through good looking edits or a coherent video structure. Basically, if you're making a video that you know you would watch if somebody was making this exact same video elsewhere, then make it. Oh, and of course, don't be discouraged by those initial view counts. We've all got to start somewhere, right? Congratulations on the achievement. My Q&A question is, why'd you start making YouTube videos, especially Titanfall? It's simple, really. It's fun. And I grew up on watching YouTubers, so, you know, I thought it'd be cool if I could end up becoming one. Especially since that means I can do what I love most, playing video games. And as for making videos on Titanfall 2 specifically, well, that's because it's one of my favorite games, and 2, nobody else was really doing it, so I stepped up. Congrats on 10K. My question is, as a Titanfall player, what are your thoughts on Apex, and what do you think would be a fun addition to Apex to make it as frenzied as Titanfall, or more appealing to the people who like Titanfall, but dislike Apex? If you want to know my general thoughts on Apex, well, there is a video on it. As for the second part of this question, well, I can only really say nothing. I'll be honest, a vast majority of the Titanfall 2 community has a hate boner for this game that will never go away because it simply isn't Titanfall 3. Half of them can't even appreciate the few good parts of Apex without any bias, so yeah. Besides that, the target audience of these two games is completely different anyways, and it's probably for the best that the two communities stay separate. First of all, congrats, and all I have to ask is how you come up with ideas and do you find it difficult to keep making content? Congrats, big man. When it comes to making unique video ideas, it can be hard at times just relying on your own creativity. To that end, it's important to not be afraid to take inspiration from other creators, like I said before, with Uncle Dane and Funk. And yes, sometimes it can be rough pumping out content, but in the end, it's up to the individual and how they manage their time and workload. What is your favorite map in Titan/Pilot combo? Complex, and of course, Hollow and Ronin. What are future plans for videos gonna be? Congrats, by the way. Honestly, I don't know. For sure, I'm gonna keep making Titanfall 2 content, but for other videos, I tend to just go with the flow and I make videos and stuff that randomly interest me. Dude, congrats. I've watched so many of your videos and love them all so far, but there's one thing. Am I stupid? What is that camo that you use? I literally can't find it and I'm so confused. You know, the one that's in your profile picture. Ah yes, Giraffe Taxi is the name of this camo and I like to call it my signature. The reason why you can't find it is because it's actually part of a skin pack from the Monarch's Reign DLC. Congratulations, in your opinion, should Titanfall have custom or community-made content like Team Fortress 2 to prolong the life of the game? Well, yeah, I think every game should have that to be honest, but Titanfall 2 already has that in the form of Northstar. As for the original Titanfall, I mean, sure, but honestly it's not popular enough to justify all that work in developing custom content unless you're a super fan. What's your favorite Grenadier plus favorite overall weapon? I love to see the weapons everyone uses and try them out for myself to see if I like them. Found a couple of gems doing so, lol. My favorite Grenadier is definitely the EPG because it's the closest thing I can get to Soldier's rocket launcher in this game. But my favorite overall weapon has to be the L-Star. I love me some projectile weapons. Do you go to college? What are you studying there if so? I actually don't. I was planning to after a year had passed once I graduated high school, but that year has since gone by. Right now, I'm trying to just focus on my job and my mom since she can't work anymore. I also have to take care of my sister too, but if I did go, I would certainly pursue a degree in writing. Do you do peanut butter first or jelly first? Jelly first, since I'm actually mildly allergic to peanuts. I mean, I can eat them, but they make my throat itchy. Congrats, man. I have but a simple question. For the Goofy, are you willing to play Ultra Kill and beat Minos Prime? Maybe one day. When are you learning the Abyss 2 out of bounds? Never. Why does your voice sound slightly different at the start of each video? Well, mainly because I'm still trying to figure out how I want people to recognize me. It sounds silly, I know, but I've always felt a bit self-conscious about my voice, especially since it feels higher pitched than most. That usually leads to me unconsciously trying to deepen my voice sometimes. I think I am, however, getting used to just using my regular voice. What motivated you during your videos and what gives you joy in this hobby of yours? My motivation is growing my channel and just being able to interact with the community. Through this, I've already met so many people I would never even dreamed of meeting before, so I don't think I could ever stop, at least for now. How much time do you spend editing videos daily, and how the F can you do that shit without going crazy? I hate editing for long periods of time. Well, you're not alone. I absolutely hate editing sometimes too. And while videos can be simple to make, even making a short 2 to 3 minute video can at least take 2 to 3 hours alone. As for editing daily, I'm gonna be honest, it's just whenever I get motivation to do so. Sometimes I can sit down and edit for a good 7 to 8 hours, and other days I can barely manage to hit 1 hour. Whenever I do sit down and edit though, I find it's really important to take breaks. For reference, for every hour I work on a video, I take a 15-minute break. It really helps break up the monotony of sitting at the desk and just rotting away. The average video, I want to say, usually takes maybe around 6 to 10 hours, give or take. That includes writing a script, getting footage, and then actually editing. Are you planning on making more Helldivers vids? That's a good question. The reason I stopped making Helldiver 2 vids is because I was honestly lacking motivation, but who knows. If I get the motivation again, I think I would rather do essays about the game instead of the 30-minute play session videos I did before, mainly because I feel like those are pretty low effort. However, I think they could possibly return if I uploaded them onto a second channel. When can I be in a video? Well, welcome to the video. What happened to you speedrunning? I basically hit a wall. I got a sub 1 hour and 30-minute run, which is considered to be a high level run, and that was pretty much it for me. Of course, I did try to keep getting better, but between having to manage the channel, real life making me busy, and the time investment needed for me to get a faster time, well, I just couldn't keep up. I still encourage anybody though to seriously consider running Titanfall 2, and hey, maybe you can beat my score on speedrun.com and rub it in my face. What is your worst fear? Probably death. It's a simple one for sure, but I mean, there's plenty of things that make me afraid. I'm only human after all. Will you ever play on PC and learn movements? I'm assuming you mean mouse and keyboard since I already do play on PC, but yeah, I don't know. I definitely need to get a new mouse first though, because that cable ain't looking good. Do you think we'll ever get Titanfall 3? Nope, and I hope we don't, because I know it'll suck. What is your favorite chocolate bar? Snickers, Twix, etc, etc? Just your number one. Fun fact, I actually don't really like chocolate. However, I do love white chocolate, and if I had to say my favorite brand, it's gonna be the simple Hershey's. Shoe size reveal when or height? I don't know why you want to know my shoe size, but I am 5'8". What do you think are underexplored ideas in Titanfall 2 that would justify making a Titanfall 3? Me personally, I think just making the maps more dynamic / interactable. We had that in the OG Titanfall with heavy turrets and stuff, so it would be cool to see something like destructible map events or automated weapon systems integrated in the landscape if we ever got a Titanfall 3. What else do you play besides Titanfall 2? Can you become a G100 Kraber god? If I had to say what games I'm currently playing the most besides Titanfall 2, it'd probably be Team Fortress 2, Honkai Star Rail, and Helldivers 2. As for using the Kraber, no. You gonna do another tournament? Maybe. Probably not for a long time though, because I'm gonna be honest, the Kraber Cup was very, very scuffed. Next time we do one though, preferably I want to do it on North Star, and I would definitely enlist the help of some tournament organizers. Do you have any hobbies or interests outside YouTube? For sure. I've been hiking out in the backwoods for years now, and I also love to read. One of my all-time favorites is the Lord of the Rings series, which is kind of an old head move, but hey, it's pretty good. Ever thought of playing games like Metal Gear Solid, especially 5, or just stealth games in general? I actually have played and completed Metal Gear Solid 5, but that was all the way back in middle school. It'd probably be worth going back to though in the future. But besides that, I don't really have that much experience with stealth games, so it's hard to say if I want to play any more in the future. What is your favorite meme in the memes channel? There's plenty of good ones. I don't think I can call one my absolute favorite. I'll share an example of a good one though.
What if instead of BC standing for before Christ, we calculated all of the years of history up until 2023 as BST, before skippity toilet, right? Because like I think this is like a movement that's happening right now.
Are you gonna play Diesel Knights when it inevitably drops? Probably not, unless somebody reminds me, because my memory is terrible. Is TF2 better than TF2? Yes. Okay, but my real answer is that I think Team Fortress 2 is better than Titanfall 2. I'm just saying, you can boo me all you want. Do you play any other movement shooter games besides Titanfall 1/2? If so, I would like the recommendations, because the same 4 games I play daily are getting dry. I actually don't. Now that I think about it, my knowledge in movement shooter FPS games are kind of limited, so I probably should branch out in the future. If you have a PC though, I recommend trying out Team Fortress 2, since there are some fun movement mechanics like rocket jumping and tripping that you can learn and master. Pepsi or cola? Cola. Tea or coffee? Tea. I think coffee is overrated and tastes bad. Do you have a show/movie/anime that people will be mad to find out about that you really like? Also, favorite anime? At the top of my head, no, not really. As for my favorite anime, it would probably be Violet Evergarden, one of the most heartfelt anime series I've watched, and yes, it was one of the first animes ever to make me cry, so I do really think highly of it. As for some more recent favorites, I've really enjoyed Boshi the Rock, No Longer Allowed in Another World, and Dragon Ball Daima. Kraber Guide when? I suck at it and I'm probably doing something wrong. Never, because I also suck with it. Anyways, there's no real secret to getting good with the Kraber, besides maybe adjusting your sensitivity, but that's different for everybody. The best way to improve with a weapon is with practice.
Why are you pretending that what you did in 2007 wasn't your fault? The families of your victims are still in distress and the souls of your victims are restless. Come forward and admit your sins.
Also, what's your favorite brand of flavored milk? Mine is Yazoo. I'm a Nesquik guy. Favorite Titanfall 1 map? I'm a big fan of Haven, mainly because I really like fighting in urban environments. Do you play any other genres of games other than shooters, and if you do, what do you play and which ones do you like the most? I love playing adventure games, games with a rich story, and I also love turn-based games. Some of my favorites include Stray, Slay the Spire, and God of War. Least favorite Elite skin? Probably Underground for the R201. It just feels sort of out of place for me. Least favorite game that you have a decent chunk of time in? Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. Probably Overwatch 2. I've been playing that game way more than I should be. I think this has been asked in a stream before, but why Reach? What's the backstory behind the name? So my first ever gamer tag was something like this: Richard1. If you couldn't tell, this is based on my real name, Richard, and the Re meme. And yes, my name is Richard. Anyways, I came up with that in middle school, and I kind of realized that it was kind of corny, so I changed to another name, Exo Reach. Okay, well, what does Exo stand for? I'm gonna be honest, younger me thought it sounded cool and edgy, so yeah. Eventually though, I got rid of the Exo, and voila, Reach was born. Would you rather play AWOL and Spitfire for the rest of your life, or not play Titanfall ever again? That's easy, AWOL and Spitfire. The Spitfire is actually one of my favorite guns in the game. Would you rather fight 10 tick-sized legions, or 1 legion-sized tick? Probably a legion-sized tick. It's a tough fight either way with both of these options, but maybe I can somehow avoid the explosion of the tick, maybe set off the explosion early, who knows. Penis, that's mine. Oh, okay. Out of all of your videos, what is your favorite one that you've made? Probably basically Ronin. It's my most popular one, and it also was the first video I really put a lot of effort in. And yeah, those are all the questions I was able to answer. Again, I want to thank you guys for being able to get me here, and cheers for the future. Hopefully I can keep making content for you guys for a long, long time. And with that though, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.